Hello everybody, welcome to the channel if you are new, and welcome back if you were already a subscriber. In today's video we're going to be doing a real-time plan with me for the week of December the 8th through the 14th. So let's get started. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and pop in some tracking bars. This week I am diving back into my mild liner stash, and I'm clearly very out of practice with using them. But this I think is like the mild olive or something like that. I'm gonna be using it for all of the bars. Which I think it's a really nice like greenish holiday color. I definitely could have used like, I think it's like 192 is the Tombow that I've used for other stuff. I like that it's kind of like a green brown. Oh my word. Okay, it's messy. It's, you know, the struggles of getting towards the back of the book for sure. I can't believe we only have a few more weeks left to go for this year. I don't even think this video is gonna go up until, I don't know, this video may not go up until the new year even, so we'll see how that lands for sure. All right, now I want to, I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what would be so pretty is continuing to use my fountain pen that I did a whole month long in fountain pen for November, and I really love how it turned out. And I can always write on labels as I find, you know, use them, but I just thought that it would be really nice because it is like this like soft brown color. I've got it inked up with Forgotten Coffee, so I thought this would be super nice to use. But as an alternative, I think I'm going to be using my Pilot G2 this week because it is a little bit thicker, and it's also what I used whenever I did the month-long challenge. I do need a pipboard though. This is just the one from my Hobonichi Han. See, look how pretty this is. Like, that's of course like the perfect shade to go with this, I think. And I do want to set up an additional bar for, oh, I did that all in brown, really? Okay, go for it. Let's do it. I don't write on the headers in fountain pen because it will bleed really bad, or if you don't let it set for a long time, and I've even had issues. So let me know if you've got a trick there because I currently have not located it. Okay. And then just popping in I'm just gonna list off vitamins for right now. I just want to get back to taking my vitamins this week, really. I'm doing some things with my meds that I don't that I'm tracking kind of elsewhere / not. And then this week I really want to focus on calories. Last week was my pay time off, and I swear I gained 5 pounds in food. Steps is another one. Workouts is another one for sure. We're back on health and fitness and well-being for sure. Journaling. And reading. It's a little bit thicker of a handwriting than I would have preferred, but we are where we are. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll leave that alone, actually. I do need to make a list of bills, but I am going to just simply start. I did it again. I keep doing this. because I jump one space away for every other tracker, I forget that I don't do that for the bills. Like I do the circle here and then start the thing. So I'm gonna have to let that sit for just a sec. And we're gonna pop over to this side and I'm going to stack up some sticker books so that my hand can kind of rest a bit instead of having that big long drop that tends to cause some issues. Okay, so on this one, this is going to be regarding journals. So we have trackers, weeks, weekly, daily, 5-year, and then I think, what did I have it set up? Okay, so we've got, I'm gonna put November 2025 as a focus and October of 2024 as a bonus. Okay, this is weird handwriting. All right, we're going to make bed. I don't know what's happening. It might be the nails. Okay, and I don't actually have another task that I can put. Yeah, it is. Okay. But whatever. Okay, we're gonna leave it. And come back over here. Right. As far as mood goes, I would say I'm pretty happy. I am going back to work today after a week off, and I would say my energy is kind of meh to happy. I don't have a ton that I'm coming back to, which is fantastic. So there's that. I really only have half of a tracker to mark in at the moment, so not too exciting there. I am gonna pop in the weather after I finish filming this clip. So I've got that. I think I'm just going to grab my tiny icons. Realized I need to kind of like head out fairly soon. I have a lot that I want to do today that is not work related, go figure. I'm wondering if I ordered some more of these, but I know that there's like another release coming up, so. Alright, so I'm gonna put that about here. Okay. And I'm actually gonna keep that out, I think. So I'm gonna put a little dot for tidy apartment, which is kind of my MO every morning. And then I'm gonna put film far as work goes, I need to pick out, I don't have anything like massively urgent. It's going to be more like just checking in on things. Get like a good that one might be a good one. Could definitely use a green one of these guys. I think the bulk of what I'm going to be doing today is going to be like kind of prep work. So I think that's fine. Prep and like checking emails really and updating summaries. So I think that's a little bit more aligned with the plan for this week. And I do like the gray, but I also like this, just kind of like getting the colors out where I can, not in a bad way, just there's that. So I think I'm actually going to be realistic. I'm gonna do emails, check-ins, then I'm gonna put this little guy down. So I'm gonna have Malazi, Hawk, and Jackson. While I am doing that, at some point throughout the day for like a nice little brain break, I'm going to edit and post vlog. That is my upload for Sunday, so I'll get that taken care of. And then as a final thing, I want to just make a dot for updating my planner. And then I'm gonna put finances because I just want to take a look at everything and like make my bill list. So I think that that's pretty good as far as that goes for the day. And then when I get home, I do want to do some form of cardio, but I think I'm gonna leave that for now because I do have like some cute like stationary bike stickers and ellipticals. So I think we'll leave that be as far as we go for now. So I'll do a little bit of a check-in either later this afternoon or first thing in the morning so that we can plan for Tuesday. So that's our little cliplet to get started with. All right. Cleaning up my toys. I gotta get packed up and head off to work. See you guys soon. All right, everybody, it is Tuesday morning, so we are due for a little update and then I'm gonna head off to work. So let's get after it. So I'm gonna use my Pilot G2.38 to write in my headers. If my hair doesn't get all in the way anyway, I should just tie it back, but here we are nonetheless. Let's zoom in a bit. Okay. So we've got mood, and we've got energy, And I think I had every intention in the world to start like a to-do list down here, but I didn't for some reason. So jury's out on that. Because there are some to-dos that need to get done and they don't have like a particular day to them. So we'll think on that. And then just rounding out all of the headings. Let's go ahead and pop these in. So we have personal. And I'm going to go ahead and mark in 5, 6, 7 cups of water. Didn't pop in that last one, unfortunately. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm going to put bills here. Of bump up there. And then I am going to go ahead and start over here. So there we go. Just so we have some backing here. This is just not even because they're different sticker books for me to prop up on. Okay. So as far as my mood today, I am not in a great mood and I don't have good energy. I'm just tired. I really like overslept, unfortunately. So there's that. And then as far as yesterday afternoon, I went to Ulta after work, which meant that I didn't have a no spend day, but this is what I got. This is super cute Grinch kitsch. Whoa, that was aggressive. Clip. I had on a Grinch sweater yesterday, and then I have like Grinch pajamas, and that was actually pretty inexpensive. I think it was like $10 or something. And I thought that would be like just a fun clip to have with like upcoming travel and like Christmas stuff. And it's kind of generic too. I just like that it's red. It's not like I'm not married to I don't know, I would have liked it in black too, but it just meant that I didn't have like a complete and total no spend, unfortunately. I am looking for a running icon. As you can see, my nails are in a dire state. My thumbs are hanging on for dear life. Like they're not even really like unadhering from the base. And then this one is like coming up, but yeah, just calling out that yes, I'm aware that my nails are tragic at the moment. I've got a lot of like little tiny icons I want to put in if I can. Because I also finished The Spanish Princess last night, the season 2. It was good. I actually really liked it. And then I read a little bit before bed. I can take up more space with that one. These are not super straight and it's frustrating. My hair is everywhere. I can tell I'm cranky. I don't know that I need to mark in that I read. I might just put like a dot because this is already getting a little bit excessive. I'm gonna use my hair clip real quick. I love how I just bought a claw clip, but we're not gonna unpackage it in the middle of this video. I just need to tie up my hair before it drives me berserk. Okay. And it's just gonna have, that little icon's gonna have to be a little bit wonky. So I was very proud of myself. I did come home and then do a 30-minute run slash cardio. I don't even know what to call it at this point. I'm gonna put Spanish Princess season 2. So I have like a little marking point there, and then I read until bedtime. Should have just put that all on the same line. Marking off trackers. I actually did both sides of my skincare last night, which is rare. No vitamins. I did stay in calorie range. I need to check my steps. I definitely hit 10,000, but I think I can just hit 10. Unfortunately, I got a workout in. I didn't journal, but I did read. So we're going to count some victories here. I did read a little bit this morning, but I've got some more to go. The trick of that is that I actually need to finish this book by Saturday because I am going to give it to someone who recently bought me, but I'm not going to give it to them. I'm going to loan it to them to read. And I've got about 100 pages. I've got less than 100 now to go, but yeah. I do want to write in some bills while we're here. So I'm gonna do a circle, and I'm gonna go ahead and color in a lot of these just for the sake of it. So Klarna, paid Affirm, I paid GA Power, which is my electric. I paid One Main. I paid Care Credit. I paid American Eagle. I feel like I did more than that, but we are right here and my page keeps flipping a bit so I can't see. So give me one sec. Energy power, I think that's it. Oh, Ashley's, which I didn't need to pay. It's just in the same portal as a few other things. So yeah, no, I went ahead and did that. So I paid all of my bills and then prepaid some yesterday. And so nothing is due until next week. I think I'm gonna make one more like early payment, but I need to let everything else settle first. So I'm gonna put Best Buy down here so that I can remember to do that. I get a check for weekly, but that's it. Unfortunately, I really didn't dive into any other planners yesterday. I did make the bed yesterday. I did get a majority of the dishes done. Not really anything with floors, litter box for sure. No 10-minute task or 1-minute task. I kind of collapsed. Not really. I don't do evening workouts very well. And yesterday morning and this morning, unfortunately, I have been super lazy and not getting out of the bed very quickly. I basically didn't Normally I'm out of the bed by like 5:30, and the last 2 mornings I have like rolled around or been like, oh, I'm gonna roll over for 5 more minutes, and 5 more minutes it like turns into 20, unfortunately. So I've kind of been running behind for myself and my checklist. So we're gonna connect these dots. I might add in this to-do list later today at some point, because I feel like it could be really helpful for just like some things going on in my brain from a like planner perspective. It'd just be nice to, you know, feel prepared. I don't know. Like I said, I did oversleep a little bit, but I have been tidying the apartment while I have gotten ready. So I'm just gonna do tidy apartment and film plan with me, and that has been what I've been up to. Yes, I very well could have used the icon, but I think I'm having to be a bit more precious about my icons these days, because I need to actually go through and see what I need to order. Oh, I don't need this one. That's not right. Okay, so I pulled these two before I got to filming, and I think I really do want to use these up and move over to like this style. So I'm trying to pull these when I can. I will use the gray, I think, because I think it works pretty well. Okay, and then we'll get there like about 9. That's pretty standard. Okay. And then the very first thing is that we have a team huddle. It's typically at 9:30. So it's like kind of the first thing that we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I think it's gonna, I'm very curious to see how that lands, because this is kind of our first huddle back in a minute. Okay, and then I'm gonna add one more to that. Okay, and then from there, I'm gonna do update planner. I'm gonna put planners plural because I've got quite a bit. I wanna take a look at finances and just make sure everything is coming out okay. And then I will leave it open from there. And then going into tomorrow, so I'm going to Jeff's this evening, so I won't have like a workout to do tonight, but I will in the morning. I'm gonna do my hourglass routine in the morning. And then I'll see what needs to be moved over. Quite honestly, tidy the apartment will be a massive one. And then I also think I want to like finish the bathroom and set up the tree, but I think that's a really solid like little blurb into tomorrow. to get started. I'm gonna put my tiny icons away. But yeah, that's kind of the update for right now. This is so much easier when I'm actually doing it like more in real time, I guess, because sometimes I do get a bit more behind than I would like to be, for sure. But like I said, I'll be updating some planners today while I'm at the office in between stuff. I'm also trying to work on my book in little increments, so I might just read a little bit this afternoon. I've got it with me. I've got to do about 12 pages a day is where I'm at. Let me see. I do need to mark this little guy off, and then I've got to get moving. Oh, and I need to do emails. My emails are still, like, it's really just trash emails, if I'm being honest. And I did write that, Ulta a little bit too soon because it was like after work. But all right, that is for real where we're gonna end for today, because I've got to pack up and head out, and I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. All right, everybody, it is Thursday morning, so we're gonna do a little bit of an update. The first thing that I want to do is a line on Tuesday from my time in work. I just like to put that on there so I kind of like know when I got there and when I left. It very rarely changes. It's typically from like, I don't know, like 9 to 4:30 are my normal hours, but every once in a while I get there at like 8 or a little bit earlier, something like that. And then I actually went straight to Jeff's, did some reading, and then we watched Welcome to Derry. So that's typically, the driving takes like an hour and change, so I'm just gonna put read, and then I'm gonna do Disney War, and then I'll put a little dot for Welcome to Derry. I totally could have put the small icons in there. I think I'm just being a little bit lazy there. All right, let's check off the rest of my meals. I know I didn't hit my steps. I did read. I did work a little bit on dailies. I think I didn't like work on that day's dailies. And I did do some work in the weeks to like catch some things up. Making bed, doing dishes. Definitely did the litter box. Not really sure about the other two, to be completely honest. Probably not. I've been really like off on like hitting my habits and goals. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe it's like winter slump. I might sneeze. Heads up. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was a miracle, and it was only 2. Excuse me. Okay. Now, we've got to do some work here. I have to peel up this tiny icon. This is why I do not pre-plan. So I woke up a little bit, like I think I woke up around 6, and then I opted to go ahead and work on my reading, because I just wanted to get a majority of that out of the way. My goal is to finish Disney War by the end of the week so that I can give it to a coworker that I'm gonna see on Saturday. So I have been just like very motivated to work on that. And so I actually stayed at Jeff's a little bit longer. Plus everything was really frozen over. So I had to like let the car warm up, And that's the first time that I've had to do that this year. That actually reminds me, I need to make sure I head downstairs a little bit early today. So the problem with this though is that my fountain pen really does not care for it at all, let alone like right after I did it. My pilots barely care for it. So I'm actually gonna leave that area kind of alone for a minute and work on some trackers and the rest of the page and into Thursday. Essentially, I was like, oh my God, is that ink? Essentially what happened right here is I got up, I drank my coffee, and I read. So we can put down some type of icon, and we probably will. But then that lets me go back and write in like, oh, okay, I read, I drank my coffee, I tidied up his house, got the car running, like really nothing groundbreaking. Another thing that I needed to do is wait until a local grocery store opened that at 8 o'clock so that I could go and pick up chips, because I'm not even joking, you guys, other than ordering them online from some like obscure food delivery place, nobody has these chips but this random local grocery store, and they are 5-star delicious. They're called tortillas. If you've ever seen them, and it's spelled Tortiyahs, tortillas. And there's 2 styles. There's cantina and restaurant. You want cantina, lightly seasoned. They're so freaking good. So freaking good. Also, let's ignore my little fiddler crab situation. I've tried everything, you guys, at this point. I have heard that you can do like coconut oil and like put your hand in a sock, or like any oils, I think, but I think coconut oil is supposed to be like the one. So yeah, that's it. She's slowly coming off, but she's on really good. Everybody else has come off just fine. So my mood for Wednesday is, I don't know, I was really meh, and my energy was really meh. A lot of that was just due to kind of analysis paralysis a little bit. I get no skincare tally, and that hasn't happened in a really long time. I know I didn't stay in calorie range, but I did get all my steps. I didn't work out. I did journal, and I definitely finished all my reading. So there's some flip-flop there. And then I'm gonna slash for dailies. I'm gonna go ahead and slash for the day before too. But that was it in that regard. I did make Jeff's bed. I didn't finish all the dishes, but we're just gonna leave it. I didn't really do anything with the floors. Did handle the litter box. Okay. And then I'm going to mark off 5. I have not been able to get over 5. Like, I've been able to get a little bit over 5 for the water, but not my full goal. And that's really aggravating. And I don't know what the malfunction is particularly. I think it's partly I'm not paying attention. I think in some cases it's because I'm drinking something else. Like Monday night I was drinking broth. So I think that prevented me from drinking water, even though I was drinking water in between, because I really did not care for the broth flavor, full disclosure. Let me get a sticker for Wednesday. I really liked this one. It's the Coffee Time Cappuccino. So I'm gonna put that up in here. And then I can just is that even? That's gonna make me a little bit bonkers. Why does that look weird? Okay. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay. And then I'll probably do read, tidy ungalow, make one of those last like 2 lines-ish. And then I left close to 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna do read and tidy angle right there, like kind of in the middle. And then I'm gonna do a dot for Blackwell's, which is the grocery store that I went to. And then I got home and pretty much like launched into like tidy mode. So I need to get that. And I kind of did a little bit of everything. The majority of what I focused on was like putting things away and like tidying stuff up. I like the gray house. I wonder too if I have like a Christmas one. Ha! It's like the Christmas activities sheet. I knew I probably had like a good bit. I did take a metric amount of recycling, but I didn't sweep. So and I did get groceries. So like I kind of don't love what I'm about to do. And I did take some trash, I think. Okay. We're just gonna go with it. Trash, recycle, tidy apartment. I'm gonna do 2 dots for the 2 work tasks I needed to do. So I needed to talk about Jackson with Jen and then monitor a chat over Cracule. I'm actually not going to use that because I only went to 1 grocery store. I didn't end up going to multiple like I thought I was going to do. Okay. Then I've got these. I think one of the white cars would be really good for me to use. I definitely wasn't angry. I was like kind of okay. So I did want to run more errands than this, but I didn't really have the time. Some very interesting things about Tuesday though that I do want to share. Okay, so I'll do Publix. And I'll do Crumble. And I think that was it. So I'm going to move this up just a bit. So interesting things. Normally I'm always like watching something. Like even, I don't know that I just did anything at all, honestly, with that. It's because I'm trying to like center it. Okay, there we go. Sorry. That was painful. I love how it's like feast or famine. Like it's all the stickers or none of the stickers lately. So an interesting thing about Tuesday is that I actually didn't watch anything or listen to a podcast or anything like that. Well, I did listen to podcasts on the way to Jeff's house. I'll say that much. But I didn't watch anything. I actually, any spare time I had, I was reading Disney War instead of that, which I thought was really different for me. So yeah, that was a little strange I mean, that was a good thing, don't get me wrong, but normally I would also be like journaling a lot. I did journal some, and update planners some, but pretty much if I wasn't working, I was like working on trying to get through this book. I've actually realized I'm going to finish, hopefully I'll finish tomorrow, but I might have like a little bit of a straggler or two. I already passed the movie. Probably I wasn't paying attention. I need movie icon, not TV. And I'm gonna try to head out a little bit early today to get to work, but we'll see how that goes in actual practice. I am gonna need that one this week and finally kind of get it out of the stash. I could have used tiny cars, but I'm glad I used that one. I won't rebuy that set. I'll just use like the tons of car icons I have collected. I also was really nervous yesterday thinking about packages. Like packages were coming right, left, and center. Left, right, and center is I think how you see that. So we'll put this right there. And one of them I was absolutely terrified that it was MIA because of the way that it was like categorized. It was like left at front door, and I was like, oh, did they leave it at my front door? Did they leave it? Where did they leave it? I wonder if this will all fit on one line. Probably not. This is what I do want to do. Just because I'm going to write a lot. Put this back up a scooch. Okay, so I watched Nutcracker in the Four Realms. I also finished Alias Grace yesterday. I should have thought about that. I only had about an episode and a half left to go. I need to kind of write a review about that. I'm gonna do a meal prep dot, and then I'm gonna put a little dot for Don Jose's with Jeff. So Jeff did not pack well. Go figure. And so he didn't have lunch for the next day, and he was like, I'd much rather have this plate for lunch tomorrow and have like that comfort food than have it for dinner tonight and then have to go eat something I don't want to eat for lunch tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And so we went and got tacos, and well, actually I had a berry grilled cheese, which is like my new obsession at this place. Because here's the thing, guys. It's not even, and I did do laundry in here and I forgot to put that in there. Oh well, it's okay. Specifically at this place, their berry grilled cheese is delicious. First of all, it's the only berry grilled cheese I've ever had, but it's really good. And then on top of that, I'm gonna put that there. Y'all, it's the fries. It is the fries. They are battered fries. They are so good, and they're even better if you drag them through some cheese dip. Oh my God, it is next freaking level. So I'm very happy about that. Okay, so I'm gonna write film plan with me because that is what I'm doing currently. Okay. I now need some kind of work sticker. The two main things that I really have to do, well, there's a few, so we might do that. But it's not really reports. Really, it's the I don't want to be here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Not even a little bit. It could be a little bit of this, because I do have to have my laptop in today. Nothing super urgent, so I like this one, and I can actually use one finally. This is the first time I'm getting to use this little guy. I'll probably get there about 8:30 if this continues. I think I finally finished going through like my emails yesterday. Wow, I almost put that way in the wrong spot. I'll get there like a little bit early, before 9. Okay, so I need to do the activity for Jackson that Jen and I discussed. I need to monitor Cracule and just like touch base with April on that. We're gonna have a team huddle probably around 9:30. That's usually what time we do it. And then I think I have like one workflow I need to like complete, but I think that's like the bulk of it, quite honestly. I can always add more, of course. I'm going to do a little dot for update planners and meal planning, because I really need to make a list for Target. I've already started it, but I need to try to go to Target tomorrow, if not after work, to get a few things. Also, we have our apartment Christmas festivities this afternoon. Trying to decide on a really cute, I like the Grinch vibe only because I am going to wear my Cindy Lou Who pajamas, and I'm kind of like in the mood to use just a Grinch sticker. Where are we at on the Christmas countdown, by the way? And I think Jeff and I are also going to work on putting up my tree a bit. I'm going to do the red. And it starts at 6:30, so 4, 5, 6, 30. And then there's a lot going on this weekend too that I can use some of these labels for. I don't know that I'll do it for every single one of them, but I could have used the pajama one because it is a pajama party. I do need these. sorry about that. I actually for once heard the little ding that tells me I'm out of storage, and so I had to delete some videos. Christmas party at apartment, because I'll know that that means the clubhouse. And that way I can fit everything in there. So we've got that going on. I won't have a ton of time in between, but like I said, I think I'm just going to try to go to Target in the morning, because it's much easier to go when like nobody is there. So I'm going to leave that here for now. Let's see if there's anything we can, I don't think there's anything I can check off, quite honestly, other than I can do a slash for skincare on Thursday, and then I can also kind of log my mood. I would say I'm meh, and my energy is I put my energy low yesterday, lower than I intended. It was definitely lower, and then I would put my energy more at a meh. So I came up a little bit from yesterday. So yeah, but I'm not all the way there. I'm just very low energy today. I don't know what that's about. I think it's just, I really did like wake up on the wrong side of the bed a little bit. But okay, so I'm going to work on packing up and heading out for the day. I'm sorry if any of that was out of frame. I just realized I was zoomed in way more than I anticipated. But I will check in with you guys tomorrow and we'll go from there. All right, it is time for an update. So let's just kind of start on the left-hand side and work our way over. So as far as my mood today, so we're gonna do, there's really not gonna be like a massive update or anything on Thursday other than checking off some things. I still do need to go back and like write over this. I may not do that in this segment. I may let it sit just like kind of towards the end of the week. I know we've already kind of like talked about what's going in that place, like reading and tidying up the bungalow basically, and kind of drinking my coffee. Nothing really fun to report there. And then, sorry, I've got like a tickle in my throat. So I usually just try to let that sit for as long as possible. Also, shout out my nails. Let's talk about my nails. It took soaking this nail off with acetone and aluminum foil like wrapped around it like a gel nail, and that was insane. But I am really just gonna let my nails breathe. I was gonna do them for work and like friend party on Saturday. Not happening. They just need to breathe. They just need a break. So we're gonna do a little update on mood. So as far as Friday, I think that the majority of the day I just kind of felt really rushed, and I would say I was like down, but my energy was pretty good. Like I said, I think I was just kind of bummed. I'm gonna let that sit because that sounds like a bad idea to draw over. Oh, I don't want to smudge it. But yeah, I felt a little bit rushed, and we'll get into that when we break down kind of what this day is going to look like. So as far as skincare and vitamins and calories, I really struggled. I actually need to look at my steps. I think I did get them for Thursday, and I think I'm on track to get them today, but I need to double check. Same on workouts. I can definitely check off reading though, and I'll do better in this next update, which is where we'll like wrap everything up, so it'll be okay. And then I do want to slash the daily. I haven't had a chance to work on them today, and I don't think I'm going to, unfortunately. Definitely made my bed yesterday and today. Dishes are kind of a struggle. I haven't finished, and I don't think I'm going to. I do get a slash for floors, checks for litter boxes. I don't think I really get anything else in the update realm. This should be dry enough now to connect some dots. I'll connect that dot here in a minute. Yeah, sorry about not having that update exactly. And then I'm gonna go ahead and just do tidy apartment and packages. I needed to start picking up packages in the package room, and then the Christmas party was later that night and we just came back from it and pretty much went to bed. Like nothing fun to really report there. And then for Friday, I need to grab a tiny icon. Actually, I'm gonna get a bigger icon than tiny. Actually, where are my stickers? There. So I needed to go to Target, and I'm going to use the cart because I actually did have to get a cart. And then I need to look at my phone. I did not prepare very well before this clip. And I get that it's because I've got a lot going on this morning, or not this morning, but just like today in general. So I did go to Target. And I did go to Publix, and that was like the main stops. I was considering going a few other places, but I did not need to do that. And then I came home and started to work on I'm gonna say I'm gonna put Christmas cookies in dishes because I just kept making like the biggest mess ever. And then it was really just like tidying the apartment up, honestly, while things were baking or whatever. That was like the majority of it. I had a very short day. Mercifully, like I'm down to like these 2 tasks with work right now from now until the end of the year. So like work is kind of like in an okay place, which is kind of nice. But home is like really busy. So it's one of those times like where I just wish I was at home a little bit more. I'm trying to find like a cooking. I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna need to get some more cooking ones soon. And then I can use a tiny icon. I need to look and see what my workout was this morning, like time-wise and stuff, because I can't remember if I went over or not because of like the videos I was watching. It's like my brain has just like stopped. So I've basically been cleaning the apartment, packing up to go to Jeff's for the night, and then making Christmas cookies and trying to clean up after myself. And also, like, I'm sure you guys know, like, when you guys have like packages coming in left, right, and center for the holidays, it's just a little bit crazy. And also I have a small apartment, so there's decorations, there's presents, there's just all kinds of stuff. And I am trying to also keep clothes out for an upcoming trip as well with my mom. So there's just a lot going on here, and I really just feel like I need more time at home, and I'm hoping that I get that on Sunday. Where are my... Jeff and I are gonna watch something, but I don't know what it's gonna be yet. It'll probably be a show. I don't think we're really in the mood for a movie per se. So I'm just gonna put a tiny icon down here for us to fill in. And the next little thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and mark in my water for yesterday, which was at 5, and I'm definitely on track to hit 5. That seems to be like my normal right now, is I'm hitting 5, but I'm not getting over it, which is also causing problems with a workout sense, because I'm not feeling super hydrated, and that's causing like the shin splints and all the things. So I really gotta like get better at that after this week. I'm hoping, quite frankly, I'm hoping that next week is actually really calm, both with work and with home, like having a little bit more balance. Because like I said, we're slowing down a little bit for the season. And I do hope that I'll be able to kind of get up to a little bit more. But I am going to go ahead and just like leave all this here, because I'm going to Jeff's tonight. I honestly, like, I could actually put some of Saturday's stuff in here. So let's do that. Let's pre-plan a little bit. I'll have to pop the weather in, and we'll have to do some interesting updates with that. Also, why didn't I mark off my skincare? I do have to check it. We're gonna be all over the place, but that's always how we are by the end of the week, you know? I think if I did this where I wasn't filming it, you guys would see it in a much different light because I'd be able to like take 5 minutes and update as I go. And I've often thought about that, like that's why I have to take weeks off. So the cadence that I kind of have right now is film for a week and then off for a week, film for a week, off for a week. And then sometimes I take like an additional one off. I think as we move into, you know, I can talk and sticker at the same time. I know I can. I think as I move into 2026, I'm going to be slightly more mindful about like that cadence, because I'm going to be going back to, I'm trying to be more consistent next year. I'm trying to like think of what I'm trying to say and get the F out of my house. So when I leave here this afternoon, I am going to Jeff's. I am going to make chili. I'm also going to make corn muffins for the chili. Which will be delicious. And I'm making the dip for the Christmas party that is tomorrow. There's a lot going on tomorrow. So Sunday I'm gonna like fall completely on my face. I am going to use this little shower emoji because I will need to like get up and going pretty early. But what I was trying to say about 20, first and foremost, let me have one conversation at any time. Okay, so going into 2026, what my goal is to be able to go back to not just having the setup videos, but the flip throughs at the end of the month. What really started to happen is I wasn't prioritizing daily journaling. So a lot of things became backlogged, or I'd spend like, you know, a Wednesday, a Friday, or a Sunday, like backfilling some pages, and even then it was like too much sometimes, or maybe on those days I would be overloaded with like other personal things that needed to go on, and I just was not taking the time. So part of like, I guess therapy, for lack of a better word, is that my goal is going to be to start working on my daily page, like almost like first thing that next morning. So like on Thursday, I'll go do Wednesday's page or finish it out if I didn't. So that's going to be kind of the cadence. And then I need to kind of like make some kind of a schedule, like talking about going into project life again. Like I want Monday to be the day that like which we'll talk about more in prep, but Monday will be the day that I like pick photos, print photos, whatever, so that I can organize them. And then by Wednesday start filming so that upload can happen like pretty seamlessly. So there's so many like new fun projects that I'm bringing to the channel or bringing back to the channel or being more consistent with, that is going to kind of shake up the weekly filming for sure. Like it doesn't mean you guys aren't going to get planned with me. It just means I try to rotate. So I want to like be able to do like these plan with me's, but I also want to be able to still do the vlogs. I still want to be able to do the week in my weeks. I want to be able to do a day in my planner every so often. So it's almost going to be like on a loop where every week, like every other week I'm filming versus every single week, if that makes sense. So that and it'll be alternated out a little bit. Like if I'm not in my planner that week, I'll be working on like a Sunday video. So it's like one week I'm focusing on Wednesday, the next week Sunday, and so on and so forth. And I think that'll really help me feel a little bit less stressed. I hope that made some kind of sense. Probably not. Okay, so I'm gonna have to get up pretty, not overly early. I'm gonna put get ready for day, because I've got a very full day tomorrow. Lots of Christmassy things are happening, both for work and personal. So I'm gonna look for my Christmas stickers at this point. We can go through some of that. That's good to know about the baking being down there. I know I'm not really into using any of those. I'm gonna be like completely ready to draw by the end of that. I don't think I want to use, maybe I'm gonna put kind of my like labels off to the side. And then I need to go through here and like seriously reorganize. I just want to see kind of what I've got in the Christmas scents. I should have used one of these for the Christmas cookies, but I'm gonna make more Christmas cookies the week of Christmas, so that'll be okay. I'm gonna use probably one of those, honestly. Let's do this one. And I'm gonna put it about here. My OCD is just 100% today. Okay, and then some other things I realized I forgot were my little drawing line. So I stayed at work until 4:30 that day, so we're gonna draw our line all the way up. And then I got to the event at like I have to be at the event by noon. I about said I got there, and I'm like, you're not there yet, ma'am. I'll wait to do that line. And then I just want to make sure. should have scooched it over more. And now it's sticking. Oh my God. This is... I'm not good about using my sticky notes as it is, so it's fine. Like, I'm okay that I'm breaking into a new sheet. I'm not going to worry about it too much. And I have all year to reorder, and I don't think I have that much. That's still not super well done, but why can't I spell theater all of a sudden? What is happening to me? Okay, it is an art. I was like, what? Okay, so I have a work event at Aurora Theater we have to be there at noon at the latest. I'm gonna try to be there by 11:30. That's why I've moved it up. And I'm also gonna try to go to the Christmas market before I have to go to Aurora. And then, I really like the idea of using like lots of red on this spread because I feel like I've got everything mounted pretty well in green. And so I'm gonna do, I'm sorry, it sounds like they're doing some maintenance. Maybe I just want to use like a Christmas icon. No, because I'm doing like everything that's event based, like written as an event. So I'm leaving Aurora, I think about 4:30 or 5 and going straight to Justin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'll probably get there around 5:30, 6 at the latest, depending on traffic. Cookies and dips at Justin's. Just put that there and we'll be there for the rest of the night. But yeah, that's tomorrow in a nutshell. So we're gonna update a little bit more and I'll have better stats for you on the other areas when we do the check-in. Honestly, I'm gonna just be transparent with you. I will probably wrap this up on Sunday, and just do like a full, we'll finish everything out in that clip because I am not gonna have any time, want, or desire. So I'm leaving here, I'm going to Jeff's to do the chili, the corn muffins, and get the corn dip ready. I've already been baking cookies all day. And then tomorrow morning when I wake up there, it's gonna be get ready, come home, tidy the apartment, so I'll probably pop that in there in the process of getting ready. Go to the work event, hopefully Christmas market, fingers crossed, and then straight from the work event to Justin's, and then straight from Justin's to the bed, home. So I really will not even have a time to update until then, so I'm actually leaving everything here. If I do have margin for an update, I don't even know what it would be before I leave because it would be tidy. So I don't think that's worth turning the camera on in this particular case, but I look forward to a fun update with you guys on Sunday, and I'll see you guys then. Okay, everybody, it is time to wrap this bad boy up. Yesterday was very full, as suspected. So let's start with the trackers and move our way over. I do realize that I never wrote a to-do list for the week, but quite frankly, it was more personal than anything, and more getting everything in order. I would say for my mood on Saturday, I would say I was happy. I wasn't meh or anything. I was actually in a pretty good mood. And then I was about the same for today. And then energy-wise, I would say
in that same space as well. I feel like Saturday was like a massive blur, but really it was a really good day. The event went off without a hitch. It was great that I got to actually like visit more at the event at Justin's than I thought I was going to, and have some fun conversations with some friends and things like that. It was just nice. It was a really, really nice time. The craziest thing about the event, honestly, was that parking was incredibly hard to get after a certain point, because it was Christmas Day at the Christmas market, which made it incredibly hard. So we actually had a few clients who didn't make it because they drove around for like an hour trying to get parking and couldn't get parking. So that was about the suckiest part of it. But I mean, the performance was good, and you know, it wasn't super hard work or anything like that. So I've already popped in the weather. I'm gonna do 30-minute run and just take up a little bit more space than I really need in both of these. 30-minute run. And then I have checked off all of my steps. I am going to put a little check mark for reading for today, because I have started a new book, which is lovely. I'm also going to do a check mark for dailies, and that way I mark, because I have gotten into some dailies today. As far as chores go, I'm doing really good on that. Okay. I'm trying to just like hop back and forth so that the ink doesn't bleed. I did get the weather put in across the top, and then I did put in the tiny icons for the 30-minute runs. I do wish that I had done that all in one little row. Sorry, I kind of like spaced out there for a minute. I can go ahead and put my 5 waters in. I don't know what's going on. I can't get past 5 lately. Don't know what that's about. And then from here, honestly, the day has been more about, so I really just wanted today to be about me. I really did. I just wanted a me day. And to just chill out and kind of be productive. But not painfully so or anything like that. I really just wanted it to be about getting the house tidied up and start pulling clothes for the upcoming trip, and to make some muffins to give out tomorrow to office staff. And I just wanted to just take it super easy. So I think I want to do like a Christmas activities type of thing. Where is it? Okay. A very rare, I'm really bad about using these, but I did have to take like a lot of stuff to the trash or to the recycling area, and I did need to get my trash out. So I'm gonna do tidy apartment, recycle, trash. I'm gonna do a dot for packages because I needed to pick up a bunch of packages from the package room. Then I can do a tiny icon I did manage to watch a Christmas movie. The kids were watching Klaus last night, and I didn't really get to watch it because they're littles. So I'm gonna actually do this where I'm gonna put a dot here so that I kind of have it written down that they were watching Klaus. But yeah, they were super loud. I'm gonna write laundry here. I think it's so wild how much prettier like my handwriting with the pen has gotten over time. Like it definitely is something that when you're using a fountain pen, you've really got to like practice with for sure. Then so I watched Klaus, and then honestly from here, I just want to like shower and settle down into the evening and, you know, chill out. So I am going to work on some planner pages. I am going to watch my favorite version of A Christmas Carol. My absolute favorite is the FX Christmas Carol. You can watch it on Disney Plus right now. I really recommend you to watch it. It is very dark. It's heavier. It's spookier. But it's amazing. It's got Guy Pearce as Scrooge, I believe, is the actor who plays him. So I'll be watching that, and then I'm gonna make muffins for the girls down at the office. One of them, her boyfriend's coming home from basic, and I just want to like, you know, give her something nice for the holiday season. She's always been super supportive, and I love that. So, and I'm specifically going to be working on my Hobonichi weeks, or my Hobonichi cousin, sorry. So I'm going to do update planners, and I'm going to do dailies. I'm going to do a dot for muffins. And it's supposed to get super duper 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 cold tonight. Like it's going to be like in the teens. So I've already put like my down comforter back on my bed. So I'm looking forward to very cozy vibes. FX. Christmas Carol. And then I am going to bed. So I may not even finish the movie. It's pretty lengthy. So that is the plan, and that does it for this week. I think I've got one. Do I have one more plan with me in this bad boy, or are we done for this year? I think we're done. No, that's a lie. No. I don't know. This might be it for the year. Oh my God. I think this is the last plan with me, like structured like this for this Hobonichi cousin. So let me make sure I center her. Oh my gosh. So what I am planning to do from here, at least this will be the last plan with me I upload for 2025. The next 2 Wednesday videos are going to be set up. So it's going to be the December or the 2026 setup, and then it's going to be the January setup. So I have got them split up a little bit that way. But I am going to do kind of like a vlog style, kind of similar to what I did for Texas, coming up here soon for my trip to Nashville with my mom for the holidays. So I'll be doing that and just kind of giving that another go, because I think I'm going to have a little bit of time where I can journal, because she's not quite as busy of a person as I am. I mean, I could be wrong, and I think we're still going to be pretty busy, but I do think that it is going to be kind of in that fashion. So we are wrapping that up. And then the next like full on plan with me that you see like this is going to be in my new Hobonichi cousin. So, all right, that's wild to think about, but I hope you guys are all having a fantastic holiday season and creating your own little winter wonderlands. And I will catch you guys next time. Bye.